TIAA is on a mission. Why? Because 54% of Black Americans don't have enough savings to retire. So in collaboration with big-name artists like Wyclef Jean, TIAA released Paper Right, new music inspiring a new financial future. With 100% of streaming sales going to a nonprofit that teaches students how to invest. Stream Paper Right now and help close the gap.
This is the Mistress Carrie Situation Report for January 15th, 2024. Your daily entertainment headlines, industry info, and everything rock. Just a few days after testifying in front of Congress about the fentanyl epidemic, Jelly Roll was the subject of an interview on CBS News Sunday morning, visiting his former jail cell at the Metro Davidson County Detention Facility in Nashville. Starting at the age of 14, Jelly Roll spent years in and out of juvenile and adult correctional facilities. Saying, quote, "There was a time in my life where I truly thought this was it. And then coming here, after being nominated for 2 Grammys, it just hits different." We know Pearl Jam were working on a new album in 2023, and according to Pearl Jam Online, the first single, called Wrecker, is coming soon, possibly as soon as this week. The new Pearl Jam album was produced by Andrew Watt and is set to be released in the first half of 2024. Mike McCready said in a recent interview, "It's a lot heavier than you'd expect. There's the melody and energy of the first couple of records. Andrew Watt pushed us to play as hard and melodic and thoughtful as we've done in a long time. I feel like Matt Cameron's drumming has elements of what he did in Soundgarden." The debate surrounding the handling of Prince's estate has returned to the headlines after advisors that were given legal rights in 2022 have sued some of the musician's family members. Prince's family released an agreement over the division of his $156 million estate. The music icon died at the age of 57 in April of 2016 following a fentanyl overdose. He did not have a will at the time of his death, and with no spouse or children, all of Prince's estate passed to his 6 half-siblings. In a 50-50 split, it was agreed in court that half of those inherited the estate would sell their shares to the company Primary Wave. The other 3 kept their shares and hired longtime Prince advisors to manage them, forming the holding company Prince Legacy LLC. However, last week, the long-term Prince advisors have filed a new lawsuit in a Delaware court outlining an alleged new rift between themselves and the 3 family members of Prince that they were working with. Creed are reuniting this year for 2 cruises and a massive summer tour called the Summer of '99. Scott Stapp commenting on the possibility of new music and talking about his relationship with guitarist Mark Tremonti, saying those were good times and both of us connected. I could see in his eye, and I was feeling it too, that there's going to be some songwriting happening and it's going to be organic, and I think it's going to be beautiful. If we get back to that place and that chemistry, which I think we're going to fall right back into once we start playing these songs together, I think we're all in a fresh space, and definitely I think the creative juices are going to flow. And so I definitely think there's hope for new music. Breaking Benjamin guitarist Keith Wallen is set to release a new solo album called Infinity Now on May 3rd. The video for the first single, Strings, can be seen online. Wallen commenting, saying Strings is a shot of adrenaline and an earnest refusal to conform to any agenda other than your own free thought and peace of mind. He'll be debuting his solo material while pulling double duty, serving as the opening act on an acoustic tour with Breaking Benjamin. Recently, Bruce Springsteen lost the Best Original Song category at the Golden Globes to Billie Eilish and Phineas, but he's getting ready for another leg of his North American tour, and now it's rumored that there's a new venture on the horizon, a feature film. Online rumors report that a film is in the works about the making of his 1982 album, Nebraska. Roger Daltrey commenting on the fact that there are no future touring plans for The Who, saying, quote, "I don't write the songs, I never did. We need to sit down and have a meeting, but at the moment, I'm happy saying that part of my life is over." Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductee Eminem released a video before the Detroit Lions Los Angeles Rams game yesterday, asking the former Lions and now Rams quarterback Matthew Stafford to help him and Detroit out, saying, quote, "Stafford, what did I say? You owe me this favor, bro. I was there for you when you won it. I was there for you. I was right there. I rapped for you, Stafford. Bro, I rapped for you." Stafford spent 12 years with the Lions, losing in the playoffs 3 times in the first round. He was traded to the Rams in 2021 for now Lions QB Jared Goff. Eminem was in attendance for the game yesterday, and the Lions won their first playoff game in more than 30 years. Vocalist Danny Filth from Cradle of Filth commenting on when we can hear the collaboration with singer Ed Sheeran, saying, quote, "Well, one of the surprises, obviously, but it's not so much of a surprise that we got to sing with Ed Sheeran. It's going to be on the album, and people have heard it and loved it, but it is what you would imagine. It's Cradle of Filth, and it's Ed Sheeran. It sounds like Ed Sheeran. It sounds like Cradle of Filth, but there's a blast beat in it. I think it's going to surprise a lot of people." He also said expect the first single from the upcoming Cradle of Filth album in September or October. Nuno Bettencourt commenting on the rift he created with Guns N' Roses guitarist Slash, getting into an online discussion with Guns N' Roses Richard Fortus about whether or not Slash would have been able to play with Rihanna. Nuno said, "Oh, the second I put my finger on the send button, I'm a passionate guy. I've had to learn to take a deep breath, step back, and reread it. I didn't do that. It wasn't actually about Slash himself, but it didn't come across that way. I put up a video the next day saying I owe everyone an apology, and that was immature. Richard was just protecting his boy. I owe him an apology, and I'd like to sit down with him and have a beer." Mark Ronson, Andrew Watt, and Ryan Gosling won the Best Song Award during the Critics' Choice Awards on Sunday. Ronson saying, "Ryan Gosling, this is as much your award as ours. You made the audience fall in love with the song with your matchless performance, so thank you." The song also features the aforementioned Slash and Wolfgang Van Halen. And Tool are on the road for the first several months of 2024. Bassist Justin Chancellor is expecting the band to hit the studio again to start recording the follow-up to 2019's Fear Inoculum, quote, in the second half of the year. They kicked off their U.S. arena tour in Baltimore on January 10th. Maynard James Keenan is also set to go out on the Sasanta tour, fronting for both A Perfect Circle and Pussifer, along with Primus. And that's your sit rep. For more details on all the stories, check the show notes of this episode. And don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe to the Mistress Carrie Podcast. New full-length episodes come out every Wednesday. Episode 188, featuring Dave D. Bellevue from Oxymorons, is available now.
To celebrate joining Pantheon Podcasts, Rock Camp, the podcast, the official podcast of Rock and Roll Fantasy Camp, is giving away a guitar signed by Mike Portnoy of Dream Theater, Marty Friedman, formerly of Megadeth, and legendary shredder Zakk Wylde, plus our rockstar counselors like Vinny Appice, Monty Pittman, and more. To enter to win, simply follow, rate, and review our podcast on your preferred platform, and that's all you have to do. For more information, go to rockcamp.com/podcast.